can enter the helicopter from trim speed, or you can do it by knocking the glider into a parachutal stall, then getting it to spin. From trim speed, the challenge is you start out with some oscillation, but the easier side of it is you don't have to have the perfect feel to get your glider perfectly parachutal before you start, which is an art in itself. So starting from trim speed, you'll probably want a wrap at least, because you want to spin the glider as quick as you can without it starting to turn and dive first. If you do a negative spin and your glider starts to turn first and then it spins, it's easier to get riser twists and you're going to end up with a lot more oscillations. So when you're doing it, take your wrap, be flat in the seat. You might even just kind of grab the outside riser a little bit. You want to just yank it down and hold it. You'll spin around about 1.5 times, and after about a rotation, you want to ease back up to about half. Where if you're looking at the glider, which is what I do during the whole process, you'll see that you're still pulling enough to keep the glider spinning, but not so much that it's pulling the trailing edge under on the side that's spinning backwards. Realize that the side that is spinning is not generating lift, so you'll have a tendency to just fall into the spin. So you need to make a conscious effort to sit flat or slightly weight shift out while you're holding the perfect amount of brake. Then you can actually add outside brake at times to control the oscillations. As the outside tries to advance and cut into the spin, you might add a little brake. As it goes down and then it's behind you, you ease up, all while holding the perfect amount, keeping your weight shift on the flying side. It's oscillating. I gotta try and get rid of that by leaning, and there we go. Come out of it. A lot easier said than done. However, once you get it in, when you're ready to come out, the most efficient way to exit a spin is to add outside brake and release. As the side you release moves forward, check that side as it moves, and then as you start to swing under, release. You add outside brake smoothly according to how fast the outside wing is going. So what I do is I make a judgment on how much outside brake I release the inside and focus on the inside that was spinning backwards, and when it does grab and start to shoot forward, I'm coming back to that brake too, checking it, and as soon as it stops and I start to swing, I release. And in a nutshell, that's how the helicopters go. Now for the parachutal entry, the only difference is I look at the glider, I pull brakes right before the glider would fall into a full stall. I let off, I kind of go back to about half, and right as the glider goes to stall, I let up on one, add just the right amount of brake. As I do that, I keep my weight shift flat to the outside. As it goes around, if it's gonna cut down in and to try and want to oscillate, I'll add a little outside brake. Then as it's behind me, I let it off, and you're just doing little minor things, keeping the glider just right, keeping that weight shift to the fast side, all while pulling just the perfect amount of brake. When you're ready to exit there again, add outside brake, release. When the outside you release moves forward, you're coming back to it, then hands up as you swing under. If you are getting problems releasing or coming out of a spin, then you can pull it into a full stall enough to where the tips crunch in and behind and then ease up until the glider opens up and gets a little more overhead, and then release. Check it if you need to, hands up as you swing under, as a normal full stall procedure. The problem with full stalling out of spins and helicopters is the stall burns up a lot of altitude. You'll drop 100, 150 feet easy more at the end if you stall out of your spins. So we don't like to do that. When we stall out of a spin, it's a cop-out. We only doing it because we can't exit the spin properly, which we're ashamed of, okay? So realize that, yeah, you can stall out of this stuff, but we only do it if we're in over our head, or maybe if we're into it for the fun of it.
Negative spin.
Okay, I'm gonna do a helicopter then. What I do is I watch the wing, I slow the glider down to the point of stall, and then I spin it. And you've got to get your weight correct. Lean out for me, and that's pretty much it. You're putting some brake on at times. You come out of it, let off, check it, hands up as you spin. Get back into the wind, good heading. Negative spin from trim speed, basically just sit flat in the seat all the way down, hold it. I guess I was holding the riser a little bit. You can release, check it. The difference between the negative spin, regular, and the heli is with the heli here, knocking in the parachute, holding one, is we're trying to get the whole thing open. Keep it open. Not pull down the trailing edge so much that it's going to do that. Now let off, outside brake, check both, hands up. Pull outside brake, get my weight shift proper. I'm weight shifting out a lot. Let's go towards shore. So again, with a negative spin trim, you're holding it all the way down to see the deflation part. When it moves out front there, it's ready to exit. Oh, check it. Maybe a heli here. Look towards shore, we want to exit.